I believe that was Rush sitting there on the main stairs trying to give some cover right there to the person in the actual library. Then a double peek coming up right here. Yoga picks up one, but Rush manages to get the refrag as he then manages to go back to the actual library. And he's going to be leaving Hungry a bit scared. And trying to take care of the utility here. There is a shield standing down there. It's not a Goyo one, so they don't really need to dispatch it as of now. Could always come back to work in their advantage as long as they keep this control. But Rush is thinking about going back upstairs. The question is someone watching it? Is someone aware of the fact that he might be coming back up? Because I do not see any denial right now. Yes, there's still barbed wire down there. It was put down by the defenders originally. You get a little bit of a sound cue from it, even if a defender moves through. But, like, will they be fast enough on actually responding as soon as he comes up?
Good control here of Study. They're concerned about the body underneath. That's what those holes are for, if you're unaware, is to try and pepper bullets and make sure that they can't get it there. But they're actually going to thermite trick the wall. Make sure they don't really have to dance the dance over the destruction. And instead capitalize on a small hole, force them further away and force the line at the same time. So they get an idea of where everybody is. Get rid of those shields before they become the immediate problem. As long as Flarezo's in a position where he's not immediately behind them, that's not the game. The game is to just make sure when you enter, well, you're not met with the fire and the pop and the death that follows. Quick swing round onto the man in the corner, but can't quite catch the Study body. Flarezo's going to rotate back round to the door and sees the side of Monty. More destruction on the close corner of Classical, and, well, unfortunately can't quite find their way out of the firefight. Brede finds one. Pickup comes from Hungry to give Vitality their first round attack.
Definitely so, and I believe we're getting a rehost. 2 people having a sound bug. That's an interesting one. It's weird how that only happens in official matches. You know, like scrimming, it's almost never there. But like, I'm thinking about it now as well. Like those holes made next to those reinforced walls, those are normally made to make sure that the termite is actually not able to put the exothermic charge on the ground next to the wall and do that trick, as you said. But they actually kind of, well, messed it up slightly, and due to that, the wall could still be opened up. That gave them an extra angle to work with, and, well, Vitality makes quick work of angles that they are not supposed to have, but eventually get in their hands.
Yeah, it was very, very smart play there from the Thermite to be able to find the little bit of ground where he was able to... You could see he was dancing on the corner of it as well and just trying to get the angle to get it down. And as we said before, obviously, it's something where it stops you being able to do that. Usually, it also is the worry of if you don't have control underneath and you just blatantly go for it, they can just kind of get a free spray on you below. This was the Jaeger, still causing some problems beneath at that moment in time. You twin that with a C4, you twin that with a Pulse, you twin that with a whole mess of problems, and it can lead to more, which is why you play the slightly more safe route of getting the immediate push in, getting the kind of close down the way we saw, and the way that was unfortunately not prevented. A good opening round for Vitality. It's always nice to see Goga on the Ash.
Yeah, it's different of the role that he has played for the longest of times. For example, under G2, where he was that dedicated Termite main and planter. Now gets a little bit more freedom in Vitality over the past season, and now as well playing on that Ash, just showing he can entry as well. Fortunately, fell straight after, but I mean he got the entry frag, and that's what counts in the stats, right?
I mean that that's what's stats matter, don't they? Stats are what gets you set up for the season. It was a very good play with the Monty on the shoulder as well, and they were able to kind of get the opener and then capitalize on getting control of the stairs underneath. It seems Unique lost a little bit of their heads when the ground started to fall, and very instantly, all the kind of that entire staircase generally fell in the favor of Vitality. They had the lock off, they were able to keep it safe as they did the work they needed to in Study, and then from then on, when you've got that entire kind of southern side, it's just a matter of collapsing across. Yes, there was the roam. Yes, there was the possibility of a Jaeger, but it seemed he was a little bit too late to the party to actually impact the intense pressure that was able to be thrown against the site.
It definitely looked like it, indeed. Like, he was a bit... He tried to come back up, but at that point, someone was already watching it because they, well, did have a man advantage on site, so they didn't need 4 guns aiming to the site. There was only 2 people on site, right? There was 2 people roaming below.
Yeah.
Well, if you're with 4 people in that hallway in Study, then you can spare 1 gun to make sure that the back is actually being watched. So that's exactly what happened there. Won the gunfight. Well, in that case, you're even more overpowering, and they just managed to push it through. The Monty just getting some information, making sure 90 was clear. So, I mean, Vitality played that out perfectly. They just played the standards. You can almost say nothing too crazy really coming out, just working as a team, trying to clear it out. And well, nothing really more than that was needed. So.
Well, I believe we're about to jump back in just a second as we find ourselves looking at round 2. Obviously, if there are bugs, there are rehosts. That is the nature of the beast. If you're new to that, well, you haven't been watching anything for a very long time, and this is one of the things that we deal with. Heading into round 2 in just a second. There we go. As we go back to AVG.
Maybe the games didn't really work out last time around for Unique. Got cleared quite easily by Vitality. So they're going to have to change something up. And the question is, what will they change? What is it that they will have to change, edit in their setup to make sure that they're actually now for starters, make those shotgun holes a bit more effective. Make sure that the termite charge is not going to be able to just sneak through.
I'm curious, obviously, to see what slightly more thorough work this time round. I'm curious to see what also changes in terms of the defense. Obviously, the Warden is gone. They haven't fallen for the idea. They haven't expected the 6th pick to come in. They've kind of seen that Hungary's gone straight onto the Monty. They've played the bait once. They're going to try and roll it properly the second time. And, well, there's going to be, I'm assuming now, the A strategy from the hands of Unique. This is probably what they wanted to run the very first round before they opted to try and alter things and change things. And I'm curious to see if it's a little bit more responsive to what is brought against Study.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of a more aggressive Goyo shield here as well. That can be used well, to detonate and actually spread the flames inside of Study instead of the actual bomb site. So that's something we want to take into account. We do, however, see Vitality go quick at it again. Goga already in here in the art studio. Through into the piano. Surely a drone will soon be on FMX, and as soon as that's the case, he might be spotted out. Pre-fire's coming down, and it's already one of them down. Is the Goyo taken care of by the actual shield himself? As Goga gets the Ash charge in from below, managed to get the kill with it, and that's, well, basically an uncontested entry frag right there. Goga managed to get.
I have probably seen those shields kill more defenders than attackers. I would love to see if there's a statistic, if there's someone at Ubisoft that is tracking this as like a big number when they do their big infographics, please tell me what the split of death by those shields is towards attackers versus defenders. Big pick there to open up. That's 2 entries in a row. And FMX with a great take against Brede. Pops the line and is able to rotate back round to the stairs and actually pull himself back round. A great response against Goga there as well. This is a little bit more reactive to what's being brought in front of them by Unique. They seem a little bit more confident as FMX goes very wide and tries to get the window on Master Bedroom, but Hungary in the meantime is just dumped in. Trying to get a bit of control, try to put some aggression in. The deep bullets are coming across landing from the MPX, but it's not a great gun at that range. Trying to be countered and caught by the C4, drops Hungary, and now he's in a little bit of a tight spot here as the smoke canisters are burning overhead.
Just manages to crawl out right here, will be held back up, but they have to be quick. Luckily for him, almost, you can say that the termite charge got impact tricked, because otherwise that could have been the kill to come in. Hungary will now stay alive. There is no more smoke canisters left on second, and Sticky gets a beautiful kill into FMX, and that will allow Hungary to actually move through with the shield, be a little bit more annoying as he guides his teammate behind the actual vault door. However, Bibu does have the diffuser, and he's still in Study right here. He's being pushed, but it's going to be the collapse of Stiggy and Bibu both to get one of the kills. And will win round number 2. But I was going to say, Bibu is not the one behind the vault door. That might be a bit worrisome, but yeah, he just picks up the kills, and nothing else was necessary at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those moments, as you kind of pointed out, as if that impact trick had failed and that thermite had gone off, you're in such a bad situation. Just in that brief moment of it, they had reacted to that well. If it had happened, it's all hypotheticals. Well, that could have been a very, very good moment for Unique to have all of the shutters kind of lifted and they go, oh, there's one down, there's 2 bodies. But no, as soon as Hungary was back up, he was able to do what he does.
チャームとか毒の明細とかが多分抽選なのかなと思いますけど見てますね。なんかランクマに行こうっていう気力が湧かないんで、まあ大会でも見ようかなっていう感じですかね。
What are you very jealous of?
I'm very jealous of the plays that our lovely co-casters Ace and Dez got to cast in the APAC game here. Did you? The stuff that Magnet was doing was just insane.
I saw that. I was very jealous of that.
Because I know I'll probably never see that. Like they've had what? They've had some great plays. I'm hoping if
it doesn't even work in Benelux when people do that.
No. If anyone in Vitality or Unique is listening, if you pull off that Magnet thing, that's it.
He'll donate you €5.
Yeah, we'll start. And for those who are wondering this about the donate thing, well, you can find out more !donate if you have anything to give, as this is all a big charity drive. MSF !MSF even, for a little bit more information about what this is all for, which is Medicine Sans Frontiers, or Doctors Without Borders, more commonly known in English, because my French pronunciation is terrible.
That was like the biggest butcher of terrible ever, like in French. Holy. But well, no, yes, definitely. Like 95% of their income comes from donations, and well, that is all being put towards currently the global battle against COVID-19. So if you want to help out and you can give, please do so, as we see the entry frag going to Rush, who is picking up Goga yet again. Not really having the best game of his life so far. Yes, he got 2 kills, but instantly being shut down both times afterwards. Rush managed to tag down Stiggy quite a bit before he rotates down into the basement. Not having to worry about being hunted there, most likely.
Yeah, it's a lot of space for a Jaeger to play around, and obviously getting rid of the Ash, who has consistently at least been the first person getting a body down, and to have that swing the other way is a bit of a problem. Seems like the core of Vitality is still happy to try and apply some pressure towards the side of Master Bedroom, towards the actual site itself, but you see those telltale holes underneath. They've still got to take this as a flat brace. They're still a bit concerned. They already know that somebody is playing deep underneath. That's just a big possible problem that can strike them later. So it's going to be down to Brede to try and apply some pressure on the backside of site, draw some eyes away, and maybe they could shepherd themselves in just on this doorway a little bit to get a little bit more control, a little bit more space, and a little bit more of a lockdown. The worry is Brede is exceptionally isolated from what is going on in the rest of the force, and is being consistently tripped by FMX, who is going to actually swing aggressively against that.
Yeah, drone is now coming out, or maybe a phone call, not quite sure what he's trying to do right here. Shield gets exploded, as C4 comes right after from below, gets the kill onto the Monty and the down onto Steggy, and as Brede now moves in, we'll be able to pick up FMX. That might allow him to, well, at least give them a little bit of cover, making sure that Steggy can be recovered by his teammate, as Brede right here will be, well, in a very important position to make sure that's able to well, be accomplished. Steggy gets picked up, instantly gets the kill into Rush. That's the Jaeger gone. We're back in a 3-3 situation. Somewhat equal HP, a little bit of an advantage towards Unique, who of course still have the site control. And as I say, the flares gets taken down by the M14. And the smoke canisters will be making sure that Brede is not going to be able to help. But he gets one on the flank. He gets Zeka. He moves up from the red stairs. And well, then it's a 1-on-3 situation. Gets the first one with the SMG-11, but it's not enough. Bibu flanks around. Goes to Astro. Manages to get that last kill on the board. It's Vitality with the 3rd round in a row right here. Definitely making some quick work out of this, well, allegedly defense-sided map.
Wow. I said Brede was a bit of the entire plan there, as he was trying to make his way by himself, and everything relied upon what he could do. But my word, did he do it well. Exceptional clear of the space. The reactions to when things started to pop off, reacting as soon as the C4 went, and getting aggressive against the firefight before taking care of FMX, being able to push in against the opposite side of the site, while still being continually aware of the person that wants to rotate off landing. Really, really, really well played there from Brede to lock off the opposite side. Gonna double down and try trophy as well. Not gonna opt for AVG again. And to be fair, I guess it's one of those things, it's lessons learned. Have they learned enough from that to be able to try and transition it into potential round wins? Because, well, I said at the very beginning, this is something where it's slightly less scary a map to approach on your attack half than it used to be, but at the same time, attackers getting 3 rounds in a row, guaranteeing themselves the at least even split before they go to their defense. But if we're completely honest, it looks like they're careening for more.
Definitely seem to be, and well, it's not like the biggest try hard coming out right here, but like Stiggy just getting back up and instantly getting those kills. It just looks all so easy as they do it. It's kind of that individual skill and of course the cohesion they have all together. well, outclasses the experience that Unique has right now. Because, of course, like Unique, they played in the Russian Major League. They came quite close in the Challenger League qualifiers. I believe they even got top 16 right there, but got knocked out very early on in those. But, I mean, it's still a team to watch, definitely. Now, they didn't make it to the Russian Major League finals, but that doesn't mean that they're a bad team. Like, we know Empire is there. We know that, what's it called, Virtus Pro is there right now. Those are two very impressive teams, and all the new Forza is also one to be reckoned with, currently now qualified for Champions League. So, it's just that Vitality,
Huh?
they are, let's say, more experienced overall. So that really helps them in this, well, somewhat more loose kind of gameplay right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where when you have a huge amount of experience, well, apparently that doesn't equate to learning from your previous mistakes, as Goga, for the second round in a row, gets taken by Rush. And, well, that's the second round in a row where it was the opener, the third round in a row in general, I believe, where unfortunately the Ash has fallen to the Jaeger, and Goga hasn't quite been able to entry with the same blood that they did on the first two rounds. In the meantime, they're able to at least get half of the health down, and, well, it's, as you said, it's experience. Experience is translated well into a game where everything's kind of been put up. It's, you know, we're not going to be running our strategies, you assume, because it's this close to it. This is a fun charity game. This is top-tier Siege, don't get us wrong, but there's a level where if you're flicking on muscle memory, if you're flicking on your history of all the opponents you've played, all the stages you've played on, what Team Vitality has almost rivals probably almost every other team in the game. They're definitely within the top echelons of experience, the total hours of the team.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. A little bit of a brief fire coming through there, but Zeka not able to get the hit down onto Stiggy, who already got quite low due to the C4 he threw earlier on. Drone's not being tossed out, hoping to get the information. Just split out the Jaeger of Rush in that position. Right now they're moving through. 3 people up there. We see the smoke. Savipi, I don't even know how to say that. Get quite low, but Bride gets the team kill onto the Monty. That's unlucky. That is your shield and your wall gone. That is going to be making it a lot harder right now to go into for this final attack.
Well, quickly finds a bit of response, but there is Rush coming up the back stairs and actually going to pull back away from Astra. They've done more than enough now, and with only 30 seconds left, they don't have to get too aggressive. They're waiting for the swing in. Here's the audio, but can't quite put the bullets towards the bodies they need to. In the meantime, the 2 remaining Vitality players are eyes forward onto site, and the first one unfortunately gets dropped with a great spin from the shotgun there. They find their first round on the board. 3-1 is the split with some very well played aggression on the hands of Unique.
Now, how do we pronounce that name of the smoke player? That's
true.
Savipi.
Is it Savipi?
I don't know. I don't know.
it's always tough.
That's how I pronounce it.
Yeah, it's always tough, especially when you kind of look at Eastern European and Russian names and those kind of players, when you kind of go, how does this come together in my mouth? Like,
how does this be pronounced?
Yeah, how is this pronounced? So if we mispronounce it, apologies, Svipi. I guess we'll roll with that until inevitably in 3 minutes we get a wave of chat correcting us. But I'm happy for the correction, if anyone can break that down. Aviator Games is where we're going to swing to next. The swap from a Capcan to a Smoke. Zika's, I guess, trying to put a bit of fear into the Monty there and trying to say, well, okay, we're going to start playing a little bit more door possessive. You're going to have a little bit more to keep your eyes on. Oh, no, wait, we're going to swap to the Smoke. We're going to slow the roll there.
The Capcan doesn't really do that much damage to a Monty. Like, if you're a Monty, you just check where the explosive is. You face your shield just a little bit towards that angle. You take about 5 damage from a Capcan trap. It's not too much. You're not worried about that at all. Like, honestly,